What do you think? Is everything out here conscious? I wanted to say a few words about Michael Pollan's new book, A World Appears. And I'm Dr. Craig Chalkwist. I'm Program Director of Consciousness, Psychology, and Transformation at National University. And I'm welcoming this new book for a lot of reasons, one of which is I've been studying consciousness in different forms of inquiry since my college days. So I'm really happy that he's written in fields that interest me, but also I'm just starting the book, but I'm finding it to be characteristically evocative and clear and interesting and lively, like his other writings tend to be. So I'm often asked the question of why even study consciousness? It's pretty easy to answer, actually. Let's say a very influential man wakes up one day and his consciousness shifts, and those of all his followers shift, and all of a sudden the nation's at war. Or on the other side of things, Van Gogh gets up one day and he's outside and he notices this marvelous blossoming peach tree and he decides to paint it. And he does so with such vibrance and such color that it seems like the tree is reaching out to us through the canvas saying, I am here. And I am witnessing you just as you're witnessing me. It's been difficult to study consciousness scientifically for a number of reasons. One, of course, is that we're trying to use consciousness to study itself. We're inside of it. It's the closest thing to us and yet also the most difficult to understand. Another reason is built into science itself, at least as it's currently practiced. So in trying to eliminate subjective bias, it often treats subjectivity itself as in the way. So there's a paradox. How can you study subjectivity while eliminating key aspects of subjectivity? And so what we end up getting are things that can be measured and graphed, but not really any entryway into the actual experience of consciousness. We can see how it lights up the brain, and that's surely important knowledge. We shouldn't discount it, but we still haven't got over the gap. We still haven't created a form of science that lets us actually experience what other people are experiencing. And yet, we do every day. It's kind of a bias of the Western mind that consciousness is in a black box up here somewhere. It's a cultural and historical anomaly. There's very few other cultures that have ever considered it like that. You can see this in dreams that you share sometimes with other people where similar themes pop up, or my past training as a family systems therapist, I saw all the time that there's a family unconscious as well as an individual one. There's group minds, intersubjectivity, all kinds of things. And then there's the whole question of consciousness of other beings, consciousness of the world itself. So the scope of this inquiry is vast and important, and it could transform the way we actually live here, helping nudge us away from exploiters and destroyers into witnesses and appreciators. So the potential is profound. And I'll just finish by saying, in my program, Consciousness, Psychology, and Transformation, we ask people, how are you being called to show up at this particular time? And we give them tools for exploring that. How will you show up professionally? What kind of careers would really delight you that you could bring your whole self to? And most important of all, in a time like we live in, how can we bring forward our best selves and join with other people to make good change in the world?